Hi guys, welcome. My name is Amanda. For those of you that are new to the channel, for those of you who've been here before, welcome back again, and to friends and family, g'day. So we are, as a family, preparing to do a 365 pantry challenge. The 365 pantry challenge entails us not spending any money at any of the duopolies or grocery stores, preferably no groceries at all. No groceries for the canning area. Nothing for the laundry, nothing for the toiletries in the cleaning areas, and nothing for the fridges or freezers or general pantry items. No food stores. Pet stores, however, and livestock feed and veterinary care, etc., is not included in that. I had a budget of $3,000. That's what I based my previous year's groceries bill on. And that was to top up the pantries after completing a 3-month pantry challenge, which was done over the winter period. And I decided after that period that with a little bit of adjustment, that I'm pretty sure I had enough food stocked in the house, as well as what we grow, and purchasing a few items as well, that we would be okay. We want to be more self-reliant instead of dependent on independent grocery stores and duopolies, as well as saving some money by not traveling, saving time by not needing to leave the property, which is a big deal. If I want to go shopping at Costco, although it may be a 40-minute drive down and then a 40-minute drive back, it's a 2-hour shop at least a 2-hour shop. And then on top of that, it's at least 1 to 2 days minimum of packing it away the following days afterwards. So it takes a big chunk out of my day or my week. So I prefer not to be doing that on a regular basis, which I don't anyway. I tend to do that usually would be about 5 or 6 times a year. This time I've limited that to even less, and I've also reduced the amount that I'm spending as well. So because I've been stocking up on lots of items. So if you'd like, we'll go for a bit of a tour. It's not 100% completed. There is a few short weeks left that I can still purchase a few items, but the majority of it is where it belongs at the moment. There are a few storage issues that I still need to deal with, and I still need to break down some of the larger 25 kilo size bags. Those ones will be put into crates down in the lower area, which we're not going down there. There's a big storm and my dogs are away at the moment, so we're just avoiding that area. Let's have a look around here. So this here, where we are, is the nook. Those who have watched this channel before will know that this is my canning area at the end of my kitchen, and it's the area that was once a dining room, which was a waste of space. So it was converted into the nook about a year or so ago, and that was to house all of the canning supplies that had exploded, so to speak. Let's have a look around. Firstly, so I don't waste space, behind one of the doors that leads into the kitchen is an over-door storage rack, and that now has all of my meat curing items in it, my jam setting items and items like pectin example. I also have my bakery items as well, some honeys and all of the flavorings like the maple essence flavor that I use whenever I'm making maple bacon or if I'm making maple syrup. Mineral oil is for coating our eggs as well, and that way our eggs can be preserved for up to 6 months. Canning shelves, lots of fresh fruit that's been preserved. Strawberry season is almost over, but there is lots on the shelves to get us through for the following year. Apples and pears and peaches were larger cans that have been broken down into smaller, easier to manage sizes. So they would have been the big A10 tins originally that were broken down to sizes that I can manage, and I need to do the pineapple shortly. Lots of salsas, pickles, sauces, still a couple of lemon butters, not a huge number, and fresh sauces and tallow. The shelving that goes up to the ceiling, and I'm missing a shelf here yet, there's still one shelf to go in. That shelf, up against one of the back walls, has got the sweet chili sauce, the Thai dipping sauce, 4 kilos of chicken thigh fillets up the top there. That's ugly chicken, so they're chicken thigh fillets preserved as well. We've got some bolognese sauce, we've got corn kernels and cream corn. Also, we've got coleslaw for the year as well. Celery from the gardens, some more coleslaw. I've just put one of these in the fridge, it's delicious. Seafood wise, there's trout, and there is smoked salmon as well as fresh salmon as well. I am short of salmon for the year, so I have to go down and collect a fish so that I can put another 24 jars on the shelves. I have soups, tomato soups, Thai soups, pumpkin soups, more peppers as well as our own sweet peppers. These are capsicums, and then there are the cayenne pepper sauces as well, and these are strawberry jams. On this side is the condiments sort of area. There are some strawberry sauces at the top that I can turn into jams later on if I choose to. Otherwise, I can just leave them be and have them as sauce on top of ice cream or with yogurt. Corn relishes, onion jams, golden pickles, taco beef, baked beans, a few of those, not many. Potatoes, I need to do potatoes because that's the last jar now. We've got a red wine chicken casserole, again, last one. And so I need to make up some more. It helps me get things out of my freezers and getting them onto the shelves instead. These were the meal in the jars that I did a few weeks ago. And so need to do some more of those as well because they're yummy. The spicy salsa, we use that one, which is the same as the unblended salsa on the other side, the chunky salsa. So I do up a chunky salsa, and then when I need pizza sauces, I blend it up, recook it, blend it up, add some extra spices to it, and I either have it as a salsa or I can use that as a pizza sauce. We have capsicums, rainbow capsicum, and our red capsicums as well. I've got some white fish, that's a jewfish, and I've got some ingredients to make hummus that needs just to be drained, blended up, and have olive oil added to it or avocado oil, and then that one is done as well. Jars on the benches are all of my regular items that I use when I'm baking and doing all of my sauces, etc. So there's cheddar cheese powder, for example, that's dehydrated cheese powder. And there's also another cheese sauce powder here as well. So semolina, bread flour, corn flour, full cream milk, chocolate powder, and a cookie base to make up our cookies. Lots of resources in the book section, which is where I got a lot of my recipe inspirations from when I've been making my own. I have the So Easy to Preserve Bible up here. This guy here, which gives me my cooking times, sausage machine, labels, timers, that type of stuff. Lots of stuff. You need stuff when you're canning. And lots of equipment to help with the canning as well. Items that you gotta have when you're, well, in my opinion, my number one item is my piston funnel. You would have seen me doing some videos in the past where I'm filling strawberry jams and chilies, etc., using the piston funnel. One of my favourite pieces of equipment in the kitchen. Also, I've got to have lots of stacks of bowls, and I've got to get some more and put them away. Salad spinner and lots of tops. On the shelves, that's spices and flours, all assorted flours, and chocolate as well, and lots of nuts. Empty jars, new jars that I need to fill as well. So nuts, cashews, pecans, macadamias, almonds, and walnuts. 14 kilos of sea salt should get me through for the year. It's only just been opened. Inside the canning cupboard, there's some spare jars. They'll all be filled pretty soon as well. Dehydrated herbs and vegetables from the garden, including the hot chilies and some mushrooms, garlic powder and garlic granules they've all vac sealed, so they are, preserved. All the green as well, including the celery tops and celery powder when we don't have the availability for celery. Coconut milk for making the coconut yogurt because I am technically dairy-free. Sausage making equipment and the sausage making Bible as well for all of the different sausages, salamis and cabanas and things that I make up as well. Way up top there, ignore my founder guard, that's for my horse and that's my horse's drench. There is a large can of pineapple at the moment, 2 butter powders, empty jars, and another large can of apple slices. So that's what's in the nook area, plus my machines, pasta maker, dough machine. So the dough maker for making the bread pretty much every other day. The pasta maker for making pasta at the moment, every other day. That is my mincer for mincing up our meats and creating our sausages as well. And that air fryer needs to go because it's just taking up space. Salt stored in wooden jars. These are my husband's grandfather's wooden jars, and bakery items. Radio, let's move on. Okay, pressure canners and water bath canner, high-speed blender, stocks, lots of stocks. So vegetable stocks, chicken stocks, onion stocks. Got preserved onions, but not enough. So I'll probably get another bag and possibly put some more into jars because that's the way I tend to use onions. So this is the last one, the first batch, which we had before June, so 6 months ago, and then there's all of these that were done as well. So out of this batch, there was 24 and there is now 10. So I will need to do some more onions. It's a good way to store them instead of in the fridge. Mangoes, and more cans of tomatoes, and there's more downstairs as well, but crushed whole cans. And then we've got stored milk powder, Hessian's bags, which we need for the potatoes and veggies out in the garden, you know, because you just do. Take a look inside one of the buffets. Got to love the automatic lights, and they're just magnetic ones. So just some standard cans, some small tomatoes that are left over from before I got the big tomatoes, apple cider vinegar, 1 kilo spices, coconut milks, coconut oils, coconut powders, basically ingredient based because that's how we tend to cook here. And more of the UHT milk and big cans of spaghetti at the back and some juices as well. Now inside the drawers is where I'm currently doing the inventory of what I have so I can stock up for the big sales that are on at the moment. So my tops, for my wide mouth jars and my standard jars as well, icing bags, that kind of stuff, and anything that I need for my baking. And then on this side is where all of my canning equipment is stored as well, things that I need just to be able to reach. Rightio, let's go into the dry panning. Let's go into another pantry. Okay, main kitchen pantry. Just your standard kitchen pantry. It's just full at the moment, although it's usually full, just maybe a little bit more full because it's had a bit of a tidy up. So there's some larger bottles of things like the soy sauce. All the sauces are up the top. And then there's things like coffee, nuts, and barbecue sauces, spaghetti, baked beans, you know, your typical kitchen items, vegetable stocks, that type of stuff. It's coming up to Christmas, so there are a few items in here for Christmas specifically. Lots of canned fish, so these are sardines and oysters as well, and different ones, whether they be in oil or water. Peppered pickles, cucumbers, nuts, all the baking ingredients that are all made from scratch generally, and some tallow as well. A few odds and ends that are left over from before we would make everything from scratch, and occasionally my son just grabs something like that simple, so they would have been on sale at some point and I picked them up. Vegemite's the big thing, and that's the only one I have. I did have another one, but it's gone, so I need to stock up on some Vegemite. I've got raw sugar, I've got some rice, we've got rice down in the dry stores area, and some cereals, almond meal, Hydralite, peanut butter protein. That goes into all of the soups and things, especially during winter when I don't get enough protein. So peanut butter powder I use as a protein substitute. Juices and cordials, passatas, cereals, you know, just your general stuff. Milk powder, what you can't see is hiding back there. You can see one. There are 24 of them, and each makes up 7 litres. So well and truly enough milk powder to make up milk for the year. Way up the top, above is 2 cases of coconut cream, one of milk as well, and cat food, spare cat foods. All right, that'll bring us to spices. I have a few. Need all of these for making all of the meals and making meal in jars, as well as marinades, you name it. So the spices definitely are needed when we're in a pantry challenge, and I buy in large quantities, usually kilo bags, and then put them into smaller containers as I need them. So that's my wall of spices. Just a few. Rightio, freezers. Just the kitchen one, I'm not doing the big one. So cheeses are in the door, and all of the different varieties of them, as well as some seaweed. Everything is vac sealed
and everything has been inventoried, so I know where everything is. But it's not a huge amount of food for a year, but the other freezer's larger. And like I said, it's all been inventoried, so it's just everything is just where I know where it is. Prawns, for example, are in this one. That's prosciutto. They're 1 kilo bags. I do need some more vegetables as well, mixed vegetables. So I've only got a couple of bags of these and another kilo or so. So I still got a few things that I need to purchase. That's snake food. Jellyfish. And there's chicken, and this is where all the whole chicken and meats and things are kept. So it's, once again, it's not huge for a year's challenge, but it'll be good to get to the bottom and go through and replenish it with fresh stocks afterwards, which is the idea of doing a pantry challenge, is to replenish and go through all of our foods and replenish them with fresh stock.
Well, we're not done. Okay, so this here is I don't know what I call this room, but it's the room that holds all of my kitchen items and my laundry items and bathroom items. So those tied boxes of laundry pods, which are the all-in-one pods, and there are 156 in each of them, which means technically each box could give me 3 washes a week for a year. I have 3 boxes currently, and what's down in the laundry open at the moment. So I've probably got about 3 years of washing powder just in those boxes alone, let alone the other items I have. Ziploc bags, an assortment of those, kitchen tidy bags, everything that you're going to need to keep the place clean is there, as well as the Dawn, the baking sodas, the disinfectants, the paper towels, the vinegars, etc., way down the bottom, along with some pet supplies as well. On this side are toiletries, again, basics. Toothpaste, toothbrush, shampoos, deodorants, insect sprays, air fresheners, more washing sheets in case I did run out of powders. There's 80 loads of washing in each of these little boxes. So that's just backup. Paper towels, rubbish liners, I need to get more of those. And because we're on septic tank, we have a different liquid that we use to keep the bathroom areas clean too. And yes, there are toilet paper rolls and paper towels, and that's not all of them. There's, I think from memory, there's 360 packs in the bathroom and a 48 pack. So it's not a lot, but that is enough for a year. And like I've said, um, the crates down the bottom I have shown before, and there are 4 of those crates as well. So they contain items like one crate is just milk. There's another mixed crate which has got some chocolates in it, as well as some large peanut butters as well. So we've got plenty of peanut butter as well, but not Vegemite. So I do need to get some Vegemite. Flours as well. I do have my shelf of flour and the chocolate buttons here, and another 25 kilos there. I still need to purchase some flours as well as plain flour, wholemeal flour, and the baking flour. We bake bread every day here. I bake bread here every day, or every other day, but generally every day I'm baking something, whether it be bread, pizza, bread rolls, something. So bread rolls as well. So having bread is something that we are going to need to do as far as flours go. So I will have to be stocking up, and I've just got to do the math on exactly what I need. And I've just been keeping a tally over the past few weeks just to have a rough estimate. We do make more bread, or I make more bread and bread products at this time of year because we are cooking pizzas, and so we do a few different items, but that's my pantries so far. And I just need to do some final restocking and final pressure canning of things like carrots, which are ready to be prepped and put into jars tomorrow. And maybe it's Sunday, so hubby's off on Sunday. We might go for a trip to Costco and just get that final shop out of the way, because I'm a bit over seeing all of the large products now, and I just want to curl up and stop doing it. Busy with the gardens, and these storms are putting an end to any fun that we are having here at the property at the moment with the constant damage from the storms. So I have been spending a lot more time inside doing work, but I have been doing lots of work with the pasta machine as well as the new dough machine. I like the dough machine, so that is saving me a lot of work and a lot of pain with my wrists as well. So that's a bit of a bonus as well. Something at least that's come out of it. Not an expensive machine. I like it, and depending on how it goes, I may even upgrade that one and give that one to my daughter for her sourdough and go up to the next level. We'll see how we go with the pantry challenge. If I am successful in doing the pantry challenge, I give myself a bonus at the end of it. So we do the pantry challenges, and especially this big one, but generally we do it so that we are less reliant on the duopoly and independent stores as well. Also, we save on fuel because I only generally go out once a week, which is when I go out babysitting, and I just do anything that I need to do. Everything else comes to me. I get it delivered. I get my feed for my animals delivered. I get my dog's food delivered. Bilbo gets food once a year. He doesn't eat very much, luckily. He gets food once a year, and that's just being delivered. So we are good to go for 12 months for him. Things like, and medications and things like that. For the animals, I get all of that from my local vet. And I just need to let him know what it is that I need, and he supplies all of that. Been an ex-RN, and I've had the livestock my whole life, so we're pretty well versed on what products it is that we need. The fridges and freezers are full, and I have done inventories of them as well. But it's not a huge freezer. It's a standard freezer, upright freezer, and then there is just the freezer above the refrigerator. It's not really a lot of items stored in the freezers. Most of the items are stored in, as what you've seen, in the cupboards and on the jars, which is why it's a year living out of jars. Let's see how we go. We start on the 1st of January. Anybody else want to have a go with me and see how long you can last? Please let me know. From what I know, most people can do a 3-month challenge. I've done 3-month challenges, and they've been pretty easy to do. I reckon it would take a lot for us to go through all this projects. There is a few caveats to the challenge. You can nominate certain items that you can purchase at any time if needed. My first thing I'm nominating is Vegemite in the event that I run out of Vegemite, because that would just not be very good at all. It's like coffee to most people, but to me, if I don't have Vegemite, then that's not a good thing. We've got plenty of coffee. That's not a problem. And reminds me I need to do some back sealing of a large can that I've opened as well. Other than maybe butter, and even if I don't do butter, I could do cream. So if I wanted to nominate dairy, I could nominate dairy, but probably what I would nominate more than anything would be Vegemite, and can't think of anything else that off the top of my head that I would really go, I can't survive without it. I occasionally drink green tea. My son drinks coffee every day of the week, so I might have to put coffee on that list, because in the event that he did not get coffee, I don't think I'd like to see the end result of that. Husband's the same. Son-in-law's the same. So providing we have all of the essentials, which we do, we grow our own produce as well, which we also preserve. And this pantry has been ongoing now for a couple of years. So this will be the longest challenge. Let's see how we go.